So the traditional business paradigm is all about paid work. It's like, if you're not getting paid for it, we're not interested in having a conversation about it. The artist's paradigm is about real work. So it's about asking, what is the work that only I can do? What's the work that I was made to do? And then the question of how you're going to get paid for that is a secondary question. So it's like, figure out what your real work is first, and then figure out, is there any of that I can get paid for? Which parts could I get paid for? The reality for some people is maybe you're not going to get paid for your real work. Like, you have to accept that. There's not a lot of acceptance in the traditional business paradigm. There's a lot of like surrender required in the artist paradigm. Very hard to sell surrender, but I'm trying. The traditional business paradigm, your primary job is running a business. It's, taking care of that. Like, that's your identity. I'm a business owner. I'm running a business. In the artist paradigm, your primary job is having an artistic practice, practicing your artistic process. Yes, you might also have the business, and you need to take care of that, but your number one job is to take care of your practice and to consistently engage in your own artistic practice and your artistic process. The traditional business paradigm asks the question, what will generate a profit? You go into pretty much all mastermind groups, and the question that is like lingering in the air is, what will generate a profit? Like, where's the lowest hanging fruit? How are you going to make money from this? But the artist paradigm primarily asks the question, what's worth doing even if it fails? So this is a question that I stole from, I can't remember which of them said it, but it was a podcast interview. Liz Gilbert, the author, was interviewing Brene Brown on a podcast. I want to say it was called Big Magic, but I don't think it was called Big Magic, but it was associated with the book Big Magic. And they were talking about, the fallacy of the question, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And how, like, that question is a terrible question, and it gets people into trouble because it's not real. Like, we can't know that we wouldn't fail. So, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail is kind of an immature question. The question we really should be asking is, what's worth doing even if it fails? And if you're guided by doing things that you believe are worth doing even if it fails, then it means that no matter what happens, you're constantly building your body of work. You're constantly like building this thing out, whether it works from a business standpoint or not. You're not wasting time. You're constantly like developing your work. The traditional business paradigm is about primarily responding to the needs of the market. The artist paradigm is about primarily responding to your own artistic needs and instincts. Your real work is inherently selfish. Like, our real work is always for us first. So you have to respond to your own needs, your own curiosities, your own instincts. Like, that's where your best work is going to come out. Perry isn't doing all of his equations and figuring out all his 80-20 stuff because the market is going, hey, Perry, we really want more equations. It's just like, he can't not do that. He can't help it. Like, that's his own curiosity. And it's through indulging his own curiosity that his best work emerges. And then it so happens that it's also useful for the market. So I'm not saying that we never consider the needs of the market. Like, there comes a point where you consider the needs of the market, but first and foremost, it's like, what do you need? So this is about, like, again, like, the traditional business paradigm is very codependent. It's like, what do you need? I can be anything you want me to be. The artist paradigm is about knowing who you are, knowing what you need, and following that instinct first.